Let's now move on to Argentina, where a failed assassination attempt on the Vice President Cristina Kirchner has left the country in shock. Thousands of people have been pouring out of the streets to convey their horror and extend support for Kirchner.
Hundreds of thousands of people have taken to the streets of Argentina to protest an assassination attempt against the country's vice president.
We are waiting for our beloved Cristina, and she just went down to greet everyone, like every night, to greet the people. And suddenly, I heard it. Suddenly, how can I describe it? A commotion was heard. It was the shot that the guy aimed at her, and right next to me, they grabbed the guy. They dragged him over here.
Yesterday, a bullet did not come out of the gun for a technical reason, evidently, because there is evidence that the bullet had the intention of leaving, and that bullet is the summary of a hate speech.
Cristina Fernandez de Kirchner escaped unharmed on Thursday after a man fired a loaded gun just inches from her head. The weapon failed to go off. The attack happened outside Fernandez de Kirchner's home in Buenos Aires, where hundreds of people had gathered to support her as she faces a corruption trial. Authorities have arrested a suspect, a 35-year-old Brazilian man, but have yet to reveal a motive for the attack. On the streets of Buenos Aires on Friday, there was an outpouring of support for the leftist former president.
The possibility of something happening to Cristina Fernandez is unthinkable. We were saved from something terrible. I can't even comprehend what would happen if something had happened to Cristina last night.
Pope Francis and the United States have joined regional leaders in condemning the attack, which has happened at a time of deep economic crisis in Argentina. Argentina's president, who visited Fernandez de Kirchner on Friday, said it was the country's worst incident since it returned to democracy decades ago.
This event is of enormous severity. It is the most severe since we recovered our democracy. In the massive presence of people in front of the Vice President's house, a man pointed a firearm to her head and pulled the trigger. Vice President Cristina Fernandez is alive for a reason that is not yet confirmed technically. The gun, which had 5 bullets, did not fire despite being triggered.
Fernandez de Kirchner is a divisive figure who is currently facing potential corruption charges linked to an alleged scheme to divert public funds while president between 2007 and 2015. If found guilty, she could face up to 12 years in prison. She denies the allegations, and her supporters have gathered daily outside her home, accusing the opposition and the judiciary of a witch hunt.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.